Hello, and welcome back to Pokemon Emerald. In the last part, we actually got a brand new team member. He does have the experience share attached to him. It is a guy, so I'm technically right with the pronoun here. But we have some things to talk about once we do finish this real quick. So Team Magma's Maxie got ahead of us, but we also got Red Ore preserved at Mount Pyre. Have in my possession, but red and blue don't mix. Okay. Not only the blue orb, but even the red orb is taken. What are the men trying to do with the two orbs? Well, in that haste, they left this behind. I couldn't imagine what exactly it could be. The magma emblem. Well, we will actually see this, and it does bring up a very good point, but where one can see all of Hoenn, which it would be cool if we could see it, but GBA, sure. That long ago, the world was racked by a ferocious clash between the Pokemon of the land and Pokemon of the sea. Yep, so this is talking about Groudon and Kyogre fighting, and then of course, as is being said here, that the red and blue orb calm them, but as we'll come to find out, that is not going to work twice. So, we got to the summit of Mount Pyre, and we're pretty much done, but we are going to explore Mount Pyre proper. Let's just get across. We have 6 floors, so technically 5 filled with trainers. And yeah, it'll take some time, but we'll get there. So I do want to talk about the 3 Pokemon you could find actually out here in Mount Pyre. There's 3 new Pokemon, 2 if you're an Emerald, but what can you do? There's Meditite, which is Ruby and Sapphire only. It is a fighting psychic type with the fantastic ability of pure power doubling its attack. Only thing that's a downside, level 37 evolution. You could probably get up there pretty fast though. It won't be too bad. Overall it has a decent move pool, but it's just kind of weird. It's a fighter that I feel like if it didn't have the psychic typing, I would be more willing to accept it in this game. But it definitely does become better as the series progresses. Definitely. Overall, nothing to really mention. If you need a fighting Pokemon, it's not bad. And this is the reason I left Heracross in the lead. There's a lot of trainers that don't use Ghosts here. But, yeah. The next one is Vulpix, a pure fire type. And it's a sad story with this one. So Vulpix, a long time ago, once it evolved in Ninetales using a Firestone, in Gen 1 it used to be considered one of the best fire types. That is because of the way Special worked back then. But when the Special split happened, allowing Special Attack and Special Defense, it got stuck with the Special Defense being the highest thing, and the Special Attack being a rough 81. It's fast, it can tank some special attacks, but ultimately that's about all it can do. It gets Flamethrower level 29 as a Vulpix. It's limited in its move pool to fire type attacks. And overall, it's not that great of a fire type. I would recommend Camerupt over, what's it called? What Vulpix does. Let's hope I could kill this. Of course not. And this might be a dead Heracross. Naughty, I didn't actually explain it. I didn't explain the nature. It increases attack but lowers special defense. And the reason I don't like that nature, it's actually not a bad nature overall. But the reason I didn't like it initially, and I kind of still don't like it, is that it's going to make it rough in the early stages to level up. And also, I did not mention this, but in the summit of the I'm just gonna go Gardevoir. I'm not gonna sit here and struggle with this, but in the summit of Mount Pyre, when you do that little section thing, you can find 2% of the time Chimecho. Thank you for the whirlwind. That's fine, I'm gonna Thunderbolt you now. But Chimecho is a pure psychic type, one of the rarest Pokemon in Gen 3 and 4, and even later in the series. Just insanely knockoff. Too bad it's very weak now. I forgot I still have the Silk Scarf. Whoops. But overall, it's a basic psychic type. It's not that great. Any stat you point out, another psychic type can do better. It's overall just substandard, and it kind of sucks. Just overall. Alright, Swampert is there. We have a double battle, so yeah. So, we're going to be climbing Mount Pyre, and if you want to pick up any of these Pokemon I've talked about, there's 12 new ones in the past, like, 3 parts, or 4. So, overall, you can find a decent one, at least. All of them are relatively decent. The only one that I would probably say is bad is probably Chimecho. Quick attack, why? Why would you quick attack? Aren't you faster? Like, Swampert's not that fast at level 40. Give me level ups. And also, one of the things that's really cool about Heracross that I didn't mention is that it doesn't need to evolve or anything. So, this is the stats you're going to be working with all game. And we get counter, which is better than Fury Attack. Barely. I'm not going to use it, though. We will be getting a better moveset for Heracross as we go along, but right now it's going to be a little rough. Especially since it is lower level by 10 for the rest of our team, and also lower level against most of the stuff we're going to be fighting in here, which sucks. There are holes in the ground, yeah. I also have a problem with that. Like, one of the things that I don't really get is there's holes in a cemetery. Now that's fine. Maybe it's decrepit, but there's people in here still, like, paying their respects, and the place is falling apart around them. Now, my true question is, like, did a grave... Because this is built on a building, I guess. A building... These graves are, like, slotted in, so imagine, like, a floor that is, like... It would have to be pretty thin, because the building would have to hold its weight. Oh. You didn't want to fight? Oh, poor Skitty. Well, Skitty's a terrible Pokemon, so whatever. No place for children? I don't know. I used to play in graveyards when I was young. But... Hey, it's a Wobbuffet. That's cool. It's not going to kill, but hopefully it doesn't counter. Safeguard. Does it have counter yet? It can't really hit me besides counter. Mirror Coat. Why? You see a Heracross and you're like, Mirror Coat. What? But back to what I was talking about. Like, the place is falling apart around. And they're not worried about it? Like, graves are probably falling through the floor. Like, you have a dead Delcatty, just, like, the corpse is sitting there, and, like, it falls through the floor and, like, splatters everywhere. Or, like, it's a mess of, like, floor and, like, a skeleton. And, they're like, oh, well. It's no big deal. We'll just keep the holes here. Eventually it'll all fall apart. It doesn't matter. I don't get that type of mentality, especially like a cemetery. One, multi-story cemeteries don't really exist. There is a few, but they're well maintained, and overall they're done a certain way because of this. Why have you come here? To pay respects to the dead and get experience for my newfound Heracross, so it doesn't end up like your useless Pokemon. Never mind, you have all 6. So we're gonna be here a while. Definitely a while. I also did not teach Heracross the TM I wanted to, which is kind of bad. But we'll get there. Tailo. We're not going to take a chance. I know it's faster. Tailo is incredibly fast, so. But I do want to talk about ultimately the blue orb and the red orb. So in canon of these games, if there is a canon to really talk about, the red orb and blue orb eventually calm down Groudon and Kyogre. And it's going to be a plot point later why they wake up. due to these orbs. I kind of hinted at it, but I'm not going to talk about it. But I do want to mention that overall, I want to know, like, the origin of the red orb and the blue orb. Did, like, friggin' someone is like, we must dedicate our time to make these things so our crops can actually grow and we can feed our families? Or were they like, Arceus is like, here, have some orbs. Have some orbs. I'll also put like a Griseus orb somewhere. You could find that, I'm sure. And he's just like, peace. He has all these orbs around, just hanging out. Man, look at that. Heracross is already one-shotting stuff. It's just so beastly. 125 attack is so good. It's so good. And I'm actually kind of sad that, like, Pinsir doesn't get the same treatment in most games, because I really like Pinsir too, but, like, it doesn't get a fighting stab. It doesn't get a bug stab. It's kind of just like a worse Heracross, which sucks to say. I wonder if I have any trainer battles I can go do off screen, and then, like, come back with Heracross beefed up, like, steroided out. Do you think if I punch really hard, the Shuppet will still disappear? Let's go Swampert. As you can see, the level ups are going to be pretty slow on the rest of our team for a while, because Heracross needs about 9 more levels. But overall, we're still going to even out pretty soon to the rest of the game. As you saw, we saw a level 34 Grovyle from our rival, if we can call her that. And of course, we were over leveled with our other 4 Pokemon, but now that we have a 5th, it's going to balance out a little more. And once we get a 6, we'll be pretty balanced. We'll actually probably be under leveled. So I would fear this Pokemon, except it's Ralts. And you saw what Ralts took from a physical attack earlier in the Let's Play. So, you know. You know what happens. You know what happens. It rolls over and it dies. Like this one. Example B, which the last one was A. And what we got? A Curlia. I doubt it will be able to live. I really like Heracross in Gen 3 specifically. Like, it's really good in Gen 2 as well, because of just, like, being a Heracross. But overall, like, it just works so well. Yeah, we are going to have to fall. And this will probably be our last trainer, and then we will be ending. And we are almost to the top. We'll finish this next time, of course. And it's a Shuppet. Why do you have one Shuppet? I do want to say that in Emerald, you can catch both Shuppet and Duskull at the top on the 6th floor of this tower. Curse. Yay. Did I mention Chimecho had Levitate earlier? Did I mention that? I think I did. Oh well, it still sucks. But it just crossed my mind. And I think that's where we're going to end up. So, thank you for watching. We will be taking on the rest of Mount Pyre next time, which hopefully doesn't take too long. Yeah, we're going to hang out right here below the stairs. So, next time, rest of Mount Pyre, we'll be then moving on to the Magma Emblem. We'll be checking that out. Though we do have Route 123 to look at. It's short. There's 2 paths we need to take, but whatever. We will be getting to it next time. So, of course, till then.